Hello everyone, my name is Ronak and you're watching Vector Art. In today's video, we are diving into the world of WPF to build a brand new application from scratch. But here's the exciting part. We won't be doing it alone. We'll leverage the incredible capabilities of Gemini to help me write this code and troubleshoot issues and even brainstorm ideas, making the development process faster and smarter than ever before. Whether you are a seasoned developer looking for new ways to optimize your workflow or you are just curious about building applications with AI assistance, you are in the right place. So hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump straight to the video where we will develop this WPF application, which is an expense tracker. So here on my screen, I have launched Google Gemini, and I will go ahead and start with a prompt asking Gemini to create this expense tracker for us. So here on the Gemini screen, I have entered this prompt which says I want to create a Windows expense tracker app that can track my expenses, etc., using WPF and C Sharp. So let me click on submit and see what Gemini has to offer. So here you can see Gemini is thinking and providing me the results for this expense tracker app. So let me read out what Gemini has typed in, and as you can see, it is still generating the code and also providing me the description and step-by-step approach on how I should use this code provided by Gemini and also run the application. So let me go to the top, and here it says here is a basic Windows expense tracker application using WPF and C Sharp. This will provide you with the window where you can input expenses and see them listed. So here is the code. If you see, it gives you the XAML which is required for the UI. And then you have, if you go to the bottom, you also have the code behind, which will be the code that will respond for the changes on the UI. Also, if you scroll down, it also talks about how to use this code. So it tells us first we need to create a WPF app with .NET Framework or .NET Core in Visual Studio. So let's do that. So let me fire up Visual Studio and let me click create a new project. I will go with WPF app with .NET Framework and click on next. And let me call this application the one that Gemini has provided. So let's go to the top here and let's see what the window has called its application. So here it says expense tracker. So let me copy this and paste it as a project name here and click on create. Let's wait for the project to load. Meanwhile, let me copy all the XAML from here. I will copy it from this ignorable tag till the ending of the window. So let me copy this and go to Visual Studio, and here you can see I will change the layout and let me paste in the code that I copied from Gemini. So let me paste it over here and save this. And there are some errors as you can see over here. So the first error is the corner radius was not found in the type text box. So let me copy this and go to Gemini. So let's fix these errors. So first let's tell Gemini I have some errors after using the code. So let me paste in. I have stopped the response because I was not done typing. So let me paste in the error and then submit. So it says that it seems you have encountered a common XAML error where corner radius property is applied directly to a text box which doesn't support it. The corner radius property is the element of a border. So it has made a small mistake, and you can expect small mistakes from Gemini. And you, when you encountered such mistakes, because the code is not 100%, and you will have to use Gemini again to correct these errors. If you know how to correct them, you can easily fix it, or if you do not, then you can again share these error responses with Gemini and it will tell you what is the fix, and then it will also help you generate the new code with the corrections. So here you can see it has again generated us the code, and it will tell you what the corrections are by highlighting them on the code. So for example, if I take this code again up until this ignorable tag, copy it and go to Visual Studio and paste it again. Hopefully this time the errors should have been gone. Okay, so there are two more errors left and we need to fix this. So let me copy this. And it is, last time the error was on the text box, but this time it is on the data grid. So we need to correct that as well. There is one more error and just paste it, and let's see what Gemini does to fix this. So it says acknowledged. I will update the WPF expense tracker canvas to fix the corner radius issue into the data grid. So if you see, it is still fixing the code as we speak, and it is now done. So now let me copy this till the window and go to Visual Studio, and again do the same process of pasting in the code. And hopefully you can see now the window has loaded and all the errors related to this expense tracker UI are gone. So let me save this once and then run this application and see if there are any errors. And of course there will be errors because these buttons and all the UI elements have the code behind events that are missing. Because now, for example, this add expense button has an add expense button click event handler, and that is missing. And to fix that, we can simply go to the code behind by right clicking on the view code and go to our Gemini, and then we have our namespace and the code behind that we need to include. So let me copy it from here after our namespace and up until the last curly brace. Copy it, go to Visual Studio and paste all of the code over here. And now if you scroll up, let's save this, and there should be some errors. If you see, main window does not contain a definition for add expense click. Let me rebuild and see if that error goes away, and all of the error is now gone. So all the errors that we saw are now resolved using the help of Gemini. And now let me start running this application, which is one of the step as you see over here. So after replacing the code, we all the steps mentioned here. One was to create the WPF app using Visual Studio. The second was to replace the content of main window.xaml with the provided XAML code, which we did. We also fixed the errors using Gemini by giving it the error codes, and then we also replaced the code behind. And finally, we ran the application, and now we see this application which is in running state. We can provide the amount, let's say 100. 100, and the category is say food, and then let's say groceries, and select a date, let's say today's date, and just add the expense. And as you can see, it has simply collected all of the information from here and added it into a data grid, and you can see the total expense is 100. Let me add one more value, say 150, let's say travel and fuel, and let the date be the same, and just add the expense. And now you can see it has added up the amounts and given us the total expense. So this is how easy it is to create an expense tracker using Gemini, and it is how you can simply leverage the power of AI to create the simple application codes. Not necessary you need to create all of this with Gemini. You can also build beautiful, easy modules for your big applications by providing Gemini with the context, and that AI will help you in giving you the code for this small modules that you want to integrate in your bigger applications. So this is how you can leverage the power of AI with Gemini in Visual Studio and build beautiful applications with it. So hope you all like watching this video. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up, like, share, and do subscribe to my channel. Till then, bye bye.